A doctor is positively concerned for the patient, but will do anything possible to alleviate the disease. So Hanuman, who was the personification of this principle, he came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela as Murari Gupta, who happened to be a doctor, a medical person. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead loves to show unity in variety. Grihetako, banitako, sada hari bolitako. Whether we're grihasta, whether we're sannyasi, brahmachari, the real thing is our devotion. How we're actually calling out God's names and living in a spirit of seva. So Murari Hanumanji was the ultimate brahmachari. Yes? For him, it was just Ram Seva. But he came as Sri Chaitanya's Leela as Murari Gupta, who was a grihasta. He had a wife. And he was an Ayurvedic doctor, and an excellent Ayurvedic doctor. One time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wanted to show the heart of his devotees. You see, we read so many teachings in Srimad Bhagavatam, we read so many teachings in the Gita, in the Upanishads, in the Vedas. The special feature about these books like Ramayana and Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, is the teachings come alive through the life of the great souls. Srimad Bhagavatam, so many good teachings. It's the postgraduate study of Bhagavad Gita. When we see how the Pandavas lived, how Prahlad, Dhruva, Ambarish, Prachetas, Rantidev, when we see the quality of their lives and the choices they make, especially in conditions of great difficulty, from that example, we actually can understand the teachings. Because jnana vijnana triptatma. Knowledge is only meant to be practiced. If we don't practice the knowledge, there's never realization. All knowledge is meant for transformation. It's not just to know. To know means absolutely nothing spiritually unless it transforms our heart, unless we apply that knowledge to the way we live. In the good times, in the hard times. We don't get arrogant when things are good. We don't get depressed when things are bad. We actually are always seeing every situation to humbly surrender to the Lord. So the Lord teaches through his devotees. Murari Gupta was called by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the Satprahara Leela, or the Mahaprakash. Lord Chaitanya was actually assuming his true eternal identity as the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, and giving benedictions to all his devotees. He was calling them up one by one and revealing the form that they loved. Now, Lord Chaitanya, to many of these of his servants, he didn't give them the understanding of who they were in previous incarnations. This is quite incredible. Murari Gupta is Hanuman himself, but in order to make the Leela very sweet and interesting, he didn't know he was Hanuman. He only thought he was Murari Gupta. But he loved Ram, just like Hanuman loved Ram. But he didn't know. That was the Lord's Yoga Maya. So he called Murari up. And Murari stood and looked at the beautiful golden form of Gauranga. And right before his eyes, Lord Chaitanya's form changed. He became Ramchandra. His complexion became like the durba grass. He was holding a magnificent bow. He had a quiver attached to his back with arrows. He was so beautiful. And to the left side of Ram, to the right side of Ram, was Lakshman. And to the left side was Sita. And Hanuman saw, even though he was right in the little courtyard of Srivas on the altar, he saw innumerable monkey soldiers all around Ram, Sita, and Lakshman. And they were all offering prayers and worship. And then he happened to look at himself, and he saw that he had a tail. He had the body of a monkey. He fell unconscious. And Lord Chaitanya, in the form of Ram, touched him with his hand and said, "Wake up, wake up! Monkey, monkey! Don't you see? I am your beloved, worshipable object, Ram. For me, you gave your entire life to serve. I'm the ultimate object of your love. And look, here is Lakshman. For him, you lifted the Gandhamadana mountain to save his life. And here is Sita, the ultimate object of your love and devotion. When you saw her in the Ashokvan of Ravana, you wept in love, a shoreless ocean of tears for her. Don't you remember? You don't remember, but I remember. And I am telling you now, you are Hanuman, my eternal associate. Murari Gupta, everything then became clear to him. Lord Chaitanya, he said, ask from me any benediction. I will give you anything. Murari Gupta said, what could he ask for? He was having darshan of Ram, Sita, Lakshman, and all of his old friends. He said, I do not want to ask for anything. But if it pleases you, my Lord, just give me one benediction. Allow me to always sing your names and glories. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Allow me to take birth anywhere. If I remember you with love in all circumstances. Allow me to associate with your devotees, those who love you, birth after birth after birth. The only benediction I like is, let me always remember you and sing your glories, that you are my supreme, lovable Lord. And let me never forget that I am always your eternal servant. When Lord Chaitanya heard this, He said, I grant you your benediction. You will always remember me, always be in the association of my devotees, and you will always chant my holy names.